Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. The Congress that was confident of returning to power in Haryana has faced a huge setback by failing to stall the BJP. One major factor for this is the party's infighting and its top leaders squabbling for power. Much before the election, Congress leaders had said that victory was a done deal and they had started jockeying for the Chief Minister's post. The power tussle between Congress veteran Bhupinder Singh Hooda, senior leader Kumari Sharja was out in the open, requiring much damage control behind its scenes. Even when the candidates were announced, they were seen as Mr. Hooda's candidates or Ms. Kumari Sharja's or Mr. Surjewala's. While the Congress party struggled to project a united front in the run-up to the election, it was crystal clear that the main opposition was a divided house. Now, Mr. Hooda was given a free hand in deciding candidates or alliances, but the results do show that that did not work. And this has been the story of the Congress in many states, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and also in Haryana. But also in states like Himachal Pradesh and Karnataka, the party has managed to curb this kind of infighting. Since the winter of 2018, the Congress party has not won a single assembly election in the northern part of India, barring the victory in the hill state of Himachal Pradesh, which happened in 2022. Now, a victory in Haryana no doubt would have added a lot of spring to its steps, allowing it to approach elections in Maharashtra and Jharkhand on a stronger footing. But clearly that doesn't seem to be happening now. The Congress, along with the larger India bloc, was hoping to deliver many political messages, which of course the results of Haryana have thwarted. The Congress party had hoped that a better result in Haryana, a victory in Haryana, would have strengthened the narrative that the BJP was losing its grip in the northern part of India, the first glimpse of which was seen in Lok Sabha elections 6 months ago, where it lost seats in states such as Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, also Rajasthan and Bihar, while regaining its ground in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Himachal Pradesh, also Uttarakhand. Consequently, BJP's tally did come down from a dominant 303 to 240. But with the Haryana elections, are we really sure that the Congress is on the rise? Why has the Congress party not been able to control infighting amongst its leaders? Well, that is what we asked today. We will be joined by a panel of experts. Bhavya Narasimhamurthy joins us from the Congress party. We have R.P. Singh from the BJP. We also have Sajan Kumar, who is an author and also a political and social commentator. Thank you all of you for joining me on this show. To you, Bhavya, first, you come from a state where the party managed to in some ways curb the infighting, at least before the elections, and after the elections there was a lot of tussle. I remember for over a week there was a lot of speculation on who the CM would be. Of course that infighting does continue, but there's always a show of unity. Why is your party failing to control this kind of damage that happens in different states? Because this clearly does not happen in other parties. I mean, at least in the BJP, it doesn't seem to be happening as of now.
The very statement that you said that the party is failing at managing this is so wrong, because let's take Karnataka, for example. The thing you're addressing as inner fight, we see as through a positive lens. Something like we have that many leaders of the highest stature who have proved themselves, who become the face of the party. Unlike BJP, you take Karnataka, for example, they didn't even have one CM face here. The previous CM failed miserably. No, it's an asset to the party that we have very strong leaders at the regional level. Unlike everywhere, BJP has to show Narendra Modi's face. Here,
no, Bhavya, this time the Prime Minister did just 4 rallies. It was a highly localized election.
Let me complete. And it's not like there is no inner fight in BJP. The same inner fight happens in BJP, whether in Karnataka or everywhere across. Where there is power, there is definitely inner fight where there is, such powerful positions are concerned. But I honestly believe...
But party leaders who damage party prospects in the BJP get punished. Does that happen in the Congress party? Party leaders in the BJP who damage prospects,
We have our own disciplinary committee, and whoever goes against the party principles have been taken to task.
Okay.
It happens in our own way, in our own party. But I would like to also bring to your notice some of the issues which should have been one of the focus points for any media house. First one is about now the Congress, as a Congress party, our chairperson of the Media and Communications, Shri Jairam Ramesh, had written to EC about some of the discrepancies, about some of the glitches, whether in the website of EC or whether it was in the website of EC updating the results, the delay in updating the results of last 12 to 10 rounds of results in 7 constituencies have given written complaint to the EC. 7 constituencies have given written complaint to the EC, but still,
Bhavya, that is for a different discussion. Only because, if we start questioning the EVMs, we'll have to do that for every election. And your party has also won in your own state.
The second issue I would like to talk about is the exit poll results. Either the media houses or these survey companies, either they have erred or they are betraying the people of this country, or they are not doing a scientific calculation.
So exit polls did go wrong in 2024 as well. So let me also get in.
Misusing election commission to give a different results.
Okay, RP Singh.
To decide what can be the thing.
RP Singh,
as a media person, as someone from a national media, you can tell us whether these media channels are going wrong in calculating the exit polls.
Exit polls did go wrong in 2024 Lok Sabha elections as well. Everyone did predict more than 280 seats, 300 seats for the BJP, and of course all of them were proved wrong, and some of that happened with...
That's exactly the problem. I don't think exit polls can go so wrong continuously. Whether it was in Parliament or Haryana elections, in so many elections, the same thing is
that's
happening.
A different discussion. RP Singh, there's a very important point that Bhavya... Yes, there's a very important point that Bhavya makes with regard to why there's infighting in the Congress. She says, there are so many leaders and, that's the reason why, Congress infighting sometimes gets difficult, but the party is able to address it in some states, and that your leadership is a different kind, which is why probably people don't fight that much. Or at least people do fight, but the differences don't really spill out in the open.
Thank you for inviting me for your debate. Let me open up with this, that just recently Rahul Gandhi was on a stage and he held Huda's hand and Shailajaji's hand, Shailajaji's hand, both on, and then said, "Hamare sher hain, hamare sher jungle mein ghumte hain, babbar sher hain," and I got them together. He said, "I got them together," as if he's a ringmaster sort of thing, and he's trying to get the shades along together. That itself proved that the all is not well within Congress. And I'm sorry, she was talking about Karnataka. You made fool of people, and I'm giving a challenge. Next election will be routed off Karnataka also. You build up a theory, you build up a narrative in Karnataka, and which you try to do the, Priyanka Vadra tried to do the same in Madhya Pradesh. The cases were filed against her. She has to answer those cases also in the courts. But they miserably failed at trying to do the same formula in Madhya Pradesh, talking about corruption and all. Today, the most corrupt government is of the Karnataka. If you go by the ranking of the country, which state is the most corrupt and which government is the most corrupt, is the Karnataka government. But that point aside, the fact is that we all know that all is not well within Congress, is very well known. And then I was in Jammu Kashmir. Let me give you one example. I was in Jammu Kashmir. Our leaders did constituency-wise rallies. Amit Shah ji did constituency-wise rallies. And where was Rahul Gandhi in Jammu Kashmir? Even Umar Abdullah has pointed out that Rahul Gandhi was missing. Rahul Gandhi was traveling abroad during campaign, America. And in that travel period, for 5 days, he was not, no one knows where he was. So, I mean, if that is the seriousness toward the polity, or just the seriousness toward the electoral objectives, then what? Keep doing this. I mean,
okay. Before I go to Sajjan,
give me a second.
Yes.
Give me a second, please. They should stay on the same path as long as they want to stay on. But fact is, they are a non-serious player. One, and then Hindi mein kehte hain kisani billi khamma noche, when they lose election, they start blaming EVMs. I mean, there are counting agents, there are election agents, there are people who put seal at the election when the polling is done, polling agents, then the seals are being made at the counting tables, right, also open in front of them. And then there are people who are there as watch and watch for all night through for those all those machines also.
Okay.
So, but there's a battery charge. Battery is a little more charged than the regular charge. It's not the battery of the EVM. It's a matter of that Congress party system is discharged today.
Okay, Bhavya,
their battery as a political system is discharged.
Okay, Bhavya,
give me another second. Give me another second, please. Another second. And I give a challenge. If they have a system, the machinery which Amit Shah ji has built over the last few years, if they have any, they can't be even close to that. There's a Panna Pramukh level worker who works around the year.
Let's take a response from Bhavya. Bhavya, there is one thing that, a lot of leaders are also saying that, there is a lot of focus in the party now on rallies, road shows, and also the narrative, right? But is there any organization building that's happening? And of course, there's a lot of outsourcing of elections to that one powerful family, be it Kamal Nath or Hudas, or for that matter, even Mr. Baghel. So do you think that also in some ways undermines the aspirations of others, because there is a central leadership, but it's a state unit which is far more powerful than what the center is saying?
The words like outsourcing means asking an outside agency to come and build our organization. You actually mentioned the most powerful leaders of our own party too. The second thing is party, every state has its own Pradesh Congress committee, which is responsible to build our organization. Coming to the BJP spokesperson, I think he still hasn't answered your question. How, BJP doesn't have any regional strong leadership who have a face. Forget about infighting. They don't even have one CM face.
Mr. Saini who
why
routed Mr.
Huda? Is because we have very strong leaders. We have leaders who can gather votes. We don't have to, just like how you have to bring Narendra Modi was brought into every gully of Bengaluru.
Okay, let me take Sajjan Kumar because he's been waiting for a long time. Bhavya, both of you have had your opportunities.
Can I give you a name, please? There's a person named Sunil Kunuglu. Ask him who is he, what is his role in the Congress party, and what is his background in the Congress party.
Okay, let me bring in Sajjan here.
He was the one who was deciding the ticket in Haryana.
Who was Prashant Kishore in your party?
Okay.
Who was Prashant Kishore in your party again? Was he any party member?
Prashant Kishore never decided on tickets, man. Prashant Kishore never decided on tickets. It was your man Sunil Kunuglu who was deciding on your tickets. Who will contest election, who will not contest election.
You have no rights to talk about Sunil Kunuglu unless you tell me who Prashant Kishore was.
That's the problem with you. That we don't have right. You tell people you have no right to ask questions.
Okay, Sajjan.
We have no right to ask questions.
Okay, Bhavya and Mr. R.P. Singh, let's get in. Sajjan Kumar has been waiting for a long time. Sajjan, of course, there is a difference in the kind of leadership that the BJP has under Narendra Modi and, of course, what the Congress has. But I was also trying to ask this to Bhavya. There is a certain discord with the central leadership. Rahul Gandhi speaks about caste census. He speaks about deprived sections. But, of course, the state units are all led by powerful feudal leaders in some ways, or leaders with a certain hold over resources.
Can I just address
Bhavya, Mr. Huda and Mr. Kamal Nath are not people who...
The caste census part.
Yes,
census part. I just want to make 2 points.
Okay,
recently, a couple of days ago, Chief Minister of Karnataka has announced that he'll be accepting the caste census made. 1. And Nitish Kumar, who had already accepted the caste census of Bihar, has deleted the caste census report from his website as soon as they formed the alliance with
Bhavya, Rahul Gandhi is going to Dalit kitchens, but this is one state where he could have had an opportunity to, portray an SC or a...
Can I give an answer to that?
Okay, let me just get a quick response from Sajjan. He's been waiting for a long time. Sajjan, what do you have to say about this?
And out of that...
Yeah, look, Vasudha, if we
I'll come back to you, sir.
So there are 2 elements which is required for the revival or the hegemony of any party. One certainly is the right narrative, right? And the narrative is right when it resonates with the people on the ground. It's not something that people sitting in the top decide that this is a fascinating one and let's do. It has to resonate with the people on the ground. And second, along with that, you also have to invest into the organizational strength and leadership. What has been happening that in 2024 Lok Sabha election, part of the rout that BJP witnessed was primarily the outcome of just 2 big states, UP and Maharashtra, right? If you take these 2 states out, BJP did pretty as well as they did in 2019. In fact, they won Odisha, they did pretty relatively well in southern part also. But benefit of the Congress and the opposition was precisely because of the internal squabbling within the BJP. Now, that gave the impression that perhaps the narrative which the Congress, particularly Rahul Gandhi, has been weaving has a resonance on the ground. Fine. I mean, one can assume that why not go with the caste census? Why not go with the 1910 economic census also, and sort of crony capitalism, that agenda you have been making? That's fine. That's the part of the job of the leadership and the party. But when you give overarching importance to narrative and think that it will compensate the organizational weakness at the state level, and at a time, why Congress has to rely on the state leadership, be it Kamal Nath, be it Siddaramaiah, or be it Huda? Somewhere it works, somewhere it doesn't work. Because unlike BJP, wherein the top leadership adds to the swing when Prime Minister Modi or the central organization adds in terms of the resource and personnel to the state units, it's augmenting. In Congress, unfortunately, as of now, the situation is that entire cost is borne, be it personal, be it strategy or financial, is by the state leadership. So Huda was their best resource, but Huda was also their limitation. So relying, and one stark difference is that until 2024, you see, BJP was seen as even contesting assembly election, last point, on the national plan. In this election, it's an inversion. While BJP made it localized, Congress was contesting it on a pan-Indian level issue like a farmers issue.
They're trying to make it a national issue. RB Singh, you wanted to say something.
Well, I'm shocked. I mean, when leaders don't have time even to allocate tickets or get into take the feedback, and as my fellow panelists is saying, take out Hakar de diya. They gave a tender, as they have given a tender to someone else to run the show. I mean, that was true in Madhya Pradesh, just true in even in Haryana, for that regard. And also that they have tasted the same thing which they did in national election. Now it's other way happening now with the electoral bifurcation of the caste and religion. But let me just put it frankly. Give me a second.
No, Mr. RB Singh, I'm completely out of time. I'm completely out of time. I'm completely out of time. So thank you so much, all of you, for joining me on this show. We also have Congress leader T.S. Singhdeo from Chhattisgarh joining us on what really happened within the party. Thank you, Mr. Deo, for speaking to NDTV, for giving us your time. First of all, your reaction to what happened to the Congress party's performance both in Haryana and Jammu.
Wrong assessment, I think, on both counts, Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana. Jammu would have been 40 for the alliance, 30 for the BJP, and 20 for others. So that went in favor of the Congress alliance, NC alliance. And Haryana, Congress was certainly expecting 50 plus. And we slipped up there. So that's been a big disappointment.
Sir, you've been a victim of infighting. I remember covering Sarguja, and it was, it was a huge success at one point. And of course, the party lost there. Why has the Congress party failed to curb infighting? Or as some would say, has the party failed to check the growing aspirations of some of its leaders that not only undercut the aspirations of other leaders, but also damage the Congress party?
I should not, or we should not say in democracy particularly that one should not be free. But in Congress, I feel we are led to be freer than maybe it is necessary. So sometimes that hits us back. The BJP controlled by, let us say, the RSS, if we can now say that more openly. So there is a much greater degree of control and discipline. In Congress, it is a freer, looser organization, where rather than a party which is based on a cadre, it is the leaders who come together and build the party. We have an ideology, we have party leaders at the highermost levels, and then there is a coming together of local and regional leaders. So that is why the Congress suffers maybe sometimes. That sense of control, which doesn't come when you're not a cadre-based party. So that is what the Congress has to face. But it has won so many elections with this setup, and it will win so many more elections with this setup. With the nature of the party, it can be dealt with more effectively, and it needs a little more attention on that aspect.
Right. But so there is definitely a cost to pay, and this has happened in way too many states. We've seen this happen in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and now Haryana. One person, one family becoming more important than the others. Do you really think that there's a way to solve this? And is the Congress party, the present leadership, capable of addressing this?
Where the family is concerned, particularly at the local level, it's a transient thing. It cannot be a permanent thing, and it is not a permanent thing, and it has not been a permanent thing, nor will it be a thing that will last in the future. Maybe a generation or two at most. Because there are connections, if the elders in the family are in politics, and if the youngsters join in as workers initially, and they get acceptance amongst the voters, then it happens. But it cannot and it will not go on from, one generation to the next and the next and the next. So that is not a cause of worry. As far as groupism is concerned, it comes and goes. We had Karnataka, we had aspirants there too, senior aspirants. Siddaramaiah ji was there, our PCC president, who is the deputy chief minister today, he was there. Both were aspirants, but it worked out. There would be other states where there have been similar situations. Himachal, we were able to win. There were more than one aspirant, but it has worked out. So it is not as if it is a malaise which is a permanent thing and which doesn't have a solution, or which will always lead you to a defeat. That is not true. Facts have not borne that out. But we need to be careful in each state and play more effectively with the dynamics of that particular state at that particular point in time.
Right. But sir, what did you exactly get right in Karnataka and Himachal Pradesh? Was there more focus on organization and also dialogue before the elections? Because at least the governments were formed, even if the infighting went on.
Where the Congress is concerned, somehow this seems to have stuck that it is a particular malaise of the Congress. Groupism is a particular malaise of the Congress party. That is not true. You see, let us talk about the BJP. Let us talk about the BJP in, let us say, Rajasthan. You mentioned Rajasthan. Do we not have Vasundhara ji there, who was a rightful aspirant? Her son has not yet been a minister, though he's a 5-time MLA. I think 4 or 5-time MLA, I don't remember very correctly. So there, even in the BJP, there are strong factions, if we can call it that. But somehow it is managed. Either it is 1-time Congress, 1-time BJP, so it's worked, or the BJP is able to put its house in order a little better than the Congress in some places. Let us say Uttar Pradesh. There we have Yogi Nath ji. We had his deputy chief minister not attending cabinet meetings and making statements in public. So unfortunately, somehow it gets propagated or put out that this is a particular situation which the Congress finds itself in, which is not true. Which is not true. It is there in every party. We need to manage it. We don't need to look to other parties, what they are doing. We need to manage our house better. So that is the bottom line. And I'm sure the High Command will be working on this full time.
Right. But sir, you mentioned the BJP, but the BJP also has a leadership which is strong, which sort of in some ways puts a check on this kind of internal bickering. Is the central leadership of the Congress party strong enough? Is it weak, which is why is this happening? Or is there a discord between several of the state units and the party high command?
With respect to Mr. Modi and the RSS, I would not like to be in a party which has that sort of a leadership. That sort of what we call strong leadership. Our leadership is strong. Our party president, he has very strong views, but he has that flexibility of wisdom, of experience. Mr. Kharge has strong opinions and he's able to hold his ground. I have seen on any number of occasions in higher level party meetings where he is very firm. We have Rahul ji, who is very firm. But he is very accommodative also. He is very accommodative also. Somewhere in between, we need to work out with the nature of our party, which is a coming together of people of influence in various spheres. We need to work on that in a more effective manner. We don't need, they are all strong. Otherwise, they would not be leaders. Had they not been strong, they would not have been leaders at the national level. See how Rahul ji is performing. See how strongly Kharge ji is performing on public platforms and otherwise. I don't see weakness anywhere. maybe a bit too much of laxity. So a little more of pulling the strings with a smile, like you're smiling. So with a smile on their lips, but a little bit of pulling needs to be done.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dev, for speaking to NDTV. That's an optimistic way of looking at things. Time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.